Alright everyone, this is Sakura Spirit. Yeah, it's a visual novel. It's gonna have plenty of tits, as you can see right here. Silly voices, all that good shit. This game's been getting a bit of buzz on Steam lately, and it seems to be mostly positive. Unfortunately, I'm gonna say, because that might mean that it's not gonna have a lot of the ridiculously, hilariously bad things these games are often associated with. But then, I've never played a visual novel, so, you know, my sensibilities might differ. I think that the game is not made by, like, one lone Japanese guy, as they usually are. So, you know, there might not be, like, really inept spelling mistakes and all that. But, yeah, I don't know. Let's get to it. Start the game. Every person has a dream they wish to pursue. Yet as people grow up, they often come to realize the truth. Dreams are nothing more than fairy tales. At least, that's what most people say. Then, what about those who do end up accomplishing their dreams? Are they merely incredibly lucky? Man, this is some deep shit right here. Alright. Looks like every other visual novel ever. Like, seriously, I don't know, is that something in Japan where every, like, I don't know, teen to early, late, teen to young adult guy has identical bedrooms? I don't know, whatever. Back, save, Q load, skip, auto, prefs. Dad, okay, voice for the dad. How's the dad gonna sound? I don't know. This is what, you know, it's gotta be... I should just get to it. Alright, Dad says, every man has a dream he wants to accomplish. However, there's something really important you should know, my boy. A real man doesn't give up on his dream, no matter what overwhelming challenges he might have to face. Such as being invisible. Being invisible really puts a hamper on your plans. I still remember those foolish words my dad used. Okay, so the dad wasn't actually there. Yeah, I figured the dad might just be off screen or something, but whatever. I still remember those foolish words my dad used to say, but despite their silly nature, I found myself inspired by them. Ever since I was a young child, I have been interested in martial arts. How very, very Asian. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm stereotyping. But maybe this game is stereotyping. I don't know. It didn't matter whether I watched a match on television or read a manga about some heroic martial artist. It has always been my dream to become a martial artist one day. Of course, it was a bit childish of me to think that I could become a hero simply by learning martial arts. Even though I already understood that superheroes were nothing more than figments of my imagination. You know, I think they're a bit more than that. I think they're actually kind of an established presence in media, you know? You did not invent superheroes, okay? I still had a desire to use my strength for the sake of others. My name is Gushiken Takehiro, a 17-year-old rising judo star. And no, that's not me bragging. I'm actually about to take part in a tournament 2 weeks from now that could make or break my career on an international level. Of course, good god, there's so much backstory. Probably par for the course for this type of game, yeah, but I don't know. Of course, I was excited about the opportunity to finally accomplish my dreams and represent my country as a sport that I loved. But the same excitement also made me feel incredibly nervous. I feel like I'm being very inconsistent with this voice. I can't really even... remember what I started off doing. And while those worrisome thoughts haunted my mind, a familiar voice resounded from outside the window. Koyomi says,
Oi, Taka-kun, get your butt in gear!
Okay, I'll be right there, Koyomi. Fade to black. That was eventful. I stared at my room for a while. Not wanting to keep Koyomi waiting, I quickly dashed toward the front door to let her in, not even realizing that I was still in my pajamas. Hold on a second, Koyomi. Gotta grab some shoes before we head off to school.
Really? I never realized our school had a strict uniform or sleepwear policy. Nice jammies, by the way. Did you borrow them from your mum?
For a moment, my eyes drifted downwards, noticing that I was indeed wearing my pajamas. I let out a groan of annoyance and marched back towards me. We're not gonna see any of this. It's just black screen, you know. Just again, visual novels. They usually do this kind of shit. I suppose. I don't know anything about this genre. I'm just used to my games being kind of animated in some way, or at least some more still pictures. Bah, there's nothing wrong with my jammies. The Golden Knight is a famous comic book hero in the West. Yes? I live in the West and I've never heard about that. Whatever. Besides, not everyone prefers to sleep naked like you. Mumbling those words, I started stripping out of my clothes, not particularly minding the presence of the girl behind me. Okay, no, this game does not establish, people's place in a room, you know, I don't know. It lacks quite a lot of description. There's too much reading, but none of it feels like it's actually really telling us anything. I don't know. Okay, so that's like...
That only happened once. You know very well it was super hot that night. And jeez, warn me before you strip naked in front of me, you idiot.
You didn't seem to mind it when we were little. Maybe you want me to turn around instead.
No! Stop! Don't make me kick your ass!
I decided I had teased her enough and quickly pulled on my pants, proceeding with the remaining few items of clothing before I was suitably dressed for school. Again, I just need to note, inconsistent with the voices and everything. Yeah, I'll probably do that quite a lot. I'll try to keep track of all the voices and remember who speaks like who. I did promise silly voices, so you know, you get silly voices. Besides, I had a reason for being so distracted.
You've been distracted a lot lately. What's going on in that hollow skull of yours?
It's that upcoming match. I have no idea how anyone can remain calm when an international career is at stake. I wouldn't be surprised if I had made up enough doomsday scenarios to fill up the apocalypse genre. That's oddly specific right there. I don't know.
Oh, right, the judo thing. I'm sure you'll do fine. I've seen some of your matches, and you kick butt.
Now they say kick butt. Before they said kick ass. So at least I think so. I don't know if this game is gonna have a really odd censoring. I mean, you saw the tits on the title screen. You know, I don't know why a game like this would shy away from swearing or whatever, but I don't know. It's just a really weird pet peeve of mine when people say kick butt. I don't like it.
And, of course, if you're really worried, you could always pray.
Oh no, this game is bringing up religion. Pray?
What? Don't tell me you don't know. It's one of the school's legends. Apparently there's some shrine out there in the forest that, if you pray to it, brings you good luck. Ikijawaka-san said that his sister prayed to it the night before her exam, and she got a perfect score.
Yeah, fuck studying, you know. Hey kids, if you wanna get good grades, you know, don't study. Just don't do shit, and then just pray, you know. Pray your problems away. That'll go super fantastic. I have a feeling this game has a poor moral lesson to teach children. This game isn't for children. Whatever. A shrine that is said to bring you good luck? Sounds like bogus to me. But at this point, I'm willing to try anything, I guess. I'll ask Ichikawa-san about the location. I'm not exactly in the mood to get lost in the forest and then up a modern-day Tarzan. Again, I don't know, there's something about this dialogue that is often weird and specific.
Well, whatever. If you do go looking, at least send me a message to let me know. And will you hurry up? We're going to be late again!
A hero is never too early. Nor are they ever too late. They arrive precisely when they are needed. Okay, yeah. I'm not sure if that's just homage or just a rip-off line. Whatever. But for the sake of avoiding detention, let's hurry.
That's a wizard, not a hero, genius.
Okay, I suppose. Yeah, probably was kind of an send-up, still.
How can one person be a sports nerd and such a geek at the same time?
Let's not forget the Casanova and Man of the Year candidate bits. They're important details. This main character is kind of shaping up to be something of a Mary Sue avatar for the typical nerd who I think this genre is typically aimed at.
I thought you'd qualify for either of them, Pajama Boy.
Anyway, let us boldly go where everyone has gone before. To school.
Nerd!
Yeah, okay. I ucht as me, and then I ucht as the character. But those uchts were not the same thing, because Star Trek is like one of my favorite shows ever, and I don't know. It feels a bit just not this game. I don't know if this game can quite do its service. You know, it's more like I don't know. I'm rambling. It just felt so cliched, I guess that's what I wanted to say. It just felt like they were just, oh, look at us, we're trying to be nerdy. I don't know.
Several hours later. Ellipses. More ellipses. Even more ellipses. Black screen. Oh, what is it like? Is that a phone? What? Is that a box with a phone, or what is that? What the hell? Who would ever have that? I've never seen something like that. Whatever. Later that day, I finally got a chance to talk to my classmate about the location of the shrine that Koyomi had mentioned earlier. Gym was the last thing on the schedule for today, so once people got ready to go home, I approached the guy. Hey, Ichikawa, is it true that your sister discovered some shrine that is said to bring you luck and also make you invisible? People just disappear out of nowhere. It's like, why couldn't that guy just stand there before? I just don't get why won't this game establish things before they happen? Whatever. Okay, I'm gonna need a voice for this guy. How's this guy gonna sound? Oh, let me guess. You want to date her? Well, even though I do have to admit that she's very attractive, I'm afraid she's already going out with someone. Me. Not to mention, you're not her type.
I already got my hands full dealing with Koyomi. Can you keep your sister to yourself? Is this game being incestuous? I'm not sure. Whatever. Joke aside, I'm more interested in that shrine. Did she mention where she found it? I didn't know there was anything near the forest aside from the dojo.
Oh, well, she said something about it being near a river, and quite high up. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention when she was going about it. I was too busy concentrating on having sex with her. Okay, sorry, I'm not gonna do the incestuous crap. Or maybe I will do the incestuous crap, because this fucking game is doing the incestuous. No, game. This is wrong. This is wrong, okay? You do not do this. I mean, she was wearing this top and it was tight and...
Stop! I seriously don't need to hear the details, and I doubt anyone else is interested. So, do you know anyone who might have heard about the shrine?
Classmate.
Are you guys talking about that lucky shrine out in the forest?
The one and only. According to Ichikawa's sister, there's supposed to be one near a river.
I don't know anything about that, but there's this fiery girl at the Sakura dojo who knows more about it. She turned me invisible.
Okay, I should stop with the invisible gag. But still, just... Is this a thing visual novels usually do? Just people talking from off-screen? I just don't see why there couldn't just be guys sticking out his window back here or something. I don't know.
Wait, are you talking about Aria-sama? About this tall, ridiculously strong, and super scary?
That's the one.
Oh, in that case, I believe I can still be of help, Takahiro-kun. I know where that place is.
Of course you do. We both do. You just want to tag along, don't you? I completely forgot how to do this guy's voice. I'm sorry. I don't think Aria-senpai will appreciate you visiting her with your usual tricks in mind. Do I need to remind you what happened the last time you tried to peek at her after she finished practice?
Yes, you need to remind us. We do not know this game. Exposit properly in advance. I don't know. I guess that's what they're doing now. The exposition of. I don't know. It's just it just feels like this game has some poor. Has a poor record of establishing things in advance. I don't know.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Shut up! I didn't peep on the latest. That's slander, you know. I should sue you. I would never look upon Aria-sama's glorious body in any state of nudity. I reserve that for my sister.
Oh, so you haven't seen her naked yet?
I've seen a bit of side boob, but a hole I found didn't really let me get a good view of.
There we go. Someone call the cops. Ichikawa the peeping Tom has confessed. I playfully patted Ichikawa's shoulders as I turned around, grabbing my bag in the process and prepared to turn around from where? He's like in front of... I don't know. He looks a bit... I know that in these sorts of games, it's not supposed to be like a complete accurate visual representation of where people actually are in the room. It's just supposed to be like background and character, whatever. Thanks for the tip, Ichikawa. I'll let the judge know you were most helpful during the interrogation.
This is unfair. I was coerced. I won't say another word until I speak with my lawyer.
Ellipses.
Ellipses. Ellipses.
I'm getting tired of this music. It never changes. Whatever. Once school was over, I decided to take my chances with the little bit of intel I had managed to obtain from my classmates. If memory served me right, Aria-senpai would be practicing at the dojo today. Of course, I knew her. She was a judo student just like myself, but for whatever reason, she had been refusing to compete in any tournament for a while now. Aria-senpai, are you around? I don't know, maybe look inside first? I don't know. I shouted her name as I parked my bike, looking around for any sign of the girl.
Yeah.
Well, follow the shouts and you'll find her. I grinned briefly as I saw Aria scream, seemingly in the middle of practicing a series of motion, almost as if she was fighting an imaginary opponent. Perhaps that was a perfect opportunity to surprise her a little. I snuck closer, making sure to make as little noise as possible before I reached a hand toward her shoulder. You know, it would be kind of interesting to see this, you know? And yeah, I get that it's a visual novel, you know, it's supposed to be reading with visuals to it. But still, I feel we could have a bit more interesting visuals than a fucking house, right? Aria! Feeling a hand on her shoulder, Aria reacted. She grabbed hold of my hand and with a loud grunt shifted her weight, curling and tipping me over her shoulder. I didn't have time to brace myself for the impact before I hit the ground like a sack of potatoes. Again, very, very specific. Okay, a voice for the lady. I don't know. Fuck. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, no one sneaks up on the great Kunoichi. Oh, Takaboy, I didn't realize it was you. I'm sorry. Are you okay?
Kunoichi? More like Tasmanian devil. That throat and have a shred of mercy in it.
There's no mercy in the ring, Takaboy. Better that you learn that now than in 2 weeks' time. Let me guess, You want to do some sparring, don't you?
Actually, I came here to ask you something, but I guess a little sparring wouldn't hurt.
Oh, what do you want to ask? We've got all afternoon, and I could do with a bit of break anyway.
Suddenly I just went Jamaican with his accent, I don't know. Where to start? You used to take part in big and important matches in the past, right? Didn't you ever get nervous before going into the ring?
Oh, yeah. Ha! This one time, I got so nervous I hid in the kitchen cupboards until my dad found me and dragged me to the car. Of course, that was when I was, 8.
Well, obviously I can't go and hide for my match, but one of my friends made this stupid suggestion that I go and pray or something. Honestly, at this point I'll do anything to calm my nerves a little.
Tiger boy, are you sure about this?
You mean the match? Of course I am. I've been practicing judo ever since I was old enough to walk. This is my chance to finally represent this country and the sport I love. Yeah. Arya seemed to think for quite a long time, all the while tapping her jaw with a finger. Eventually she snapped her fingers and grabbed a tight hold of me.
Alright, I'll tell you the way to this shrine, I know. But it's going to require more than a simple clap of your hands and a bob of your head. You need to give something to the shrine. Something of value.
Again, completely inconsistent with his voice. I apologize, but whatever. Oh shit, sorry, I accidentally clicked that off. I don't know what you said. Whatever, it's probably nothing important. I think you probably said something about going there together. You probably read it. I don't know what you said, whatever, moving on.
Oh, no, Taka boy. I'm not going with you. I've got training to do. Besides, you've got to take this step yourself. I can draw you a map and show you an easy way to get back here, but you'll be on your own.
You're not tagging along? Not even for a little while?
Afraid so, Taka boy. Let me just grab some paper. I'll draw that map for you.
After Aria's return, quick preparations were made, and I followed the directions noted down on the map. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that far. However, the hint on how to find my way back, in case I got lost, was a bit sketchy. How about just follow the directions in reverse? That shouldn't be... whatever. Just look down and you'll be able to see the roof of the dojo from anywhere on the hill. Forest! The forest near the dojo was my first challenge to overcome. A narrow path coiled along the trees, and nearby was the river Ichikawa's sister had mentioned. I followed Daria's scribbles with a bit of skepticism, but after an hour or so I finally arrived at the supposedly legendary shrine. The shrine itself seems surprisingly well maintained despite being in the middle of nowhere. It made me wonder if someone could be secretly living there. Perhaps some secret martial arts master. The thought of a hermit living in hiding with the shrine in order to prepare himself for an upcoming battle between good and evil started to dwell in my mind. I guess it's too good to be true. I sighed in annoyance at the fact that, aside from the shrine itself, the grounds surrounding it seemed completely abandoned. There was no way anyone could be living here. For the time being, I decided to focus on the reason behind my visit. It only took a few moments before I gathered the courage to approach the building. Once inside, I found a rather fancy-looking altar of sorts at the back of the room. Inconsistent voices, I know. I guess this is the thing everyone's talking about. Silently, I folded up the map I had been given, putting it inside my bag. Yeah, we totally needed to know that you did that. Otherwise, I'd be like, wait, how is he doing all this thing with this map still in his hand? You know? Like, crucial details. I approached the altar with an E. I guess this game does have some spelling mistakes. I was kind of skeptical about the whole religious aspect, so I wasn't too sure if this was actually going to work. I don't even think luck will do me good much like this. In my opinion, there wasn't any room for things like luck in martial arts. Judo is all about using the knowledge you have gained through training.
Of course, a good amount of talent also helps. There was simply no room for something as superstitious as luck. Clearly this was going to be a match where my experience and talent would be pushed to their limits, nothing more and nothing less.
Female voice. Again, voices just... I'm sorry to keep getting hung up on all the voices so often, but
How curious. The boy doesn't believe in superstition, and yet he stands here, surrounded by the very thing he denounces.
Upon hearing the voice, I looked around, trying to find the source, but there was no one to be seen. Who's there?
Quite a cliched question, but the right thing to ask is, where am I?
What are you talking about? Show yourself!
Not yet. Entertain me for a little while longer, wouldn't you? This is a place like no other. Why did you come here if you do not believe in things such as luck?
I came here to prepare myself.
Oh, do enlighten me about what this something might be that you are preparing yourself for.
I felt a little bit annoyed as the questions continued, but maybe if I kept talking to her, I would be able to find out where Shell was hiding. The fuck is Shell? I'm preparing for a tournament, a judo match.
Judo? What might that be?
Seriously, you don't know what judo is? It's a highly skilled combat art.
Aha! So you're a warrior! Hesitant to go into battle and came here in hope of finding the resolve to fight.
I'm not sure about the warrior part.
How fortunate! It just so happens that there is a need for one of your kind.
My kind?
A hero. This shrine brings fortune to heroes such as yourself. However, every great hero must sacrifice something in return.
Sounds like what the others mentioned. Your version sounds better, though. Laughing briefly at the story, I decided to play along and clap my hands together in prayer. So what's next? Do I offer up my allowance or something?
Don't be silly. Money is of little importance to a hero. I demand your soul! For you, the sacrifice will be something much greater value. I will be looking forward to seeing what destiny has in store for you.
You know, I'm suspecting that this female voice is Satan. Ah! No, I accidentally scroll.
As if on cue, I began to feel nauseated the moment the girl's words reached my ears. My head spinning wildly. Slowly, I staggered backwards, collapsing onto my back. As my visions grew blurry, the sound of approaching footsteps could be heard.
Good luck, hero. You're going to need it.
I was right, she is Satan! Also, tits. Yeah. Satan with tits. Whatever.
Despite my attempts to get back up, all I managed was a brief look at the girl.
But not you, audience. You get to see gigantic boobs in all their splendor.
The sight of horns and a tail left many questions, but before I had a chance to utter even a single word, my consciousness succumbed to darkness.
Ellipses! Ellipses! Ellipses!
Rays of sunlight stirred me back to life. A groan of annoyance leaving my mouth while I tried to get back onto my feet.
Suddenly the text is in the middle of the screen. That's fancy.
I felt a bit dizzy, but the first thing I noticed was that I was no longer at the shrine. Instead, I looked like it was the forest near the dojo. Of course, my first thought was to look around to see if I could find the girl from before, but not a trace of her presence remained. To make things even stranger, the path that I had followed amidst the trees seemed better maintained than I remembered. I should probably head home. That thought was cut short when the sound of several female voices could be heard nearby.
Stern voice.
Get back here! Hikage! Stop them at once! Just what do you think I'm doing? I'm chasing them. I'm trying to stop them.
Sing-song voice. Yeah, I think they noticed what's missing. Onisama. Mature voice. How do you do a mature voice? I don't know. Yeah, now the game tells me what kinds of voices I'm supposed to do. I still can't think of anything.
Keep running, little one, and we might just make it.
Just when I thought this game couldn't get anywhere near, the sound of heavy footfalls could be heard nearby.
Tits. I feel like I should address this image, you know, but I just don't know what I can say that really. I should comment on this, but what is there to add, you know? It's like, it's tits. Yeah, tits. Alright. I suppose, just, I don't know. There's just something wrong here, but I just can't expand on it.
What in the world is going on here? Further ahead, I saw a couple of girls in fast pursuit of even more girls. However, there was something off about this scene. Something that didn't make any sense. The girls being chased had the ears and the tail of an animal, and the pursuers seemed to be armed with the katana and a naginata.
Well, I guess the game kind of elaborates. I don't know. It kind of feels like they're just telling us what we are already seeing, but whatever. Now I can't remember what voices I did before for these people, but whatever.
You conniving fox! Come back here at once! Return what you stole immediately!
I don't know, I'm running out of voices, you know.
Give me back my panties! Hikage! How can you say something loud like that?
Panties. Yeah, I just remembered halfway through that it was a sing-song voice. Let me do this again. Ha 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 ha. Panties. Silver-haired kids. What the fuck is a kid? I don't even know.
Oh no! Help! Save us from the rampaging women! As I watched the girls run off, I couldn't help but find myself struggling with the decision to just leave them be. Well, I didn't know what in the world was going on. The two girls armed with rather realistic-looking props.
Within parentheses.
Surely they couldn't be real. Had me worried.
Also, I'm just gonna open my window a bit. That's better. I probably edit this. It's not that like there's any motion that'll be jump cuts or anything.
I couldn't very well call myself a hero if I let something like this go on without acting. I'm so going to regret this.
Acting!
Oh, fuck. Mumbling in annoyance, I chase after the girls.
Again, I forget these voices. I don't know how I do that. Alright.
Hikage! Go around to the left!
Fuck, I don't know. I can't remember. Fucking voices, good lord. Ah.
Right! I said left! Why do you always undermine me?
I wasn't saying right. I was, you know what, never mind, just run after him.
As I was chasing the girls, I noticed that the trees seemed to be getting denser, making it gradually more difficult to navigate along the path.
Blonde kitsune. Oni-sama, I don't think I can run much more. I'm starting to feel a bit...
Just a little longer, Maiko-chan. We're almost... Maiko! Maiko, not that. Not now.
Sorry, Oni-sama. Caesar attack! I arrived just in time to find a scene taken straight from an action movie. The girl with the blonde hair had collapsed. held her in companion's protective embrace. Yeah, now I just up and changed the voice. I don't know. Oh my god. I'm getting flustered.
I arrived just in time to find a scene taken straight from an action movie. The girl with the blonde hair had collapsed, held her in companion's protective embrace. The two armed girls were approaching them, almost unmistakably with killing instincts running amok. Any seasoned martial artists would have felt it. Those girls were going to be in for a beating if I didn't stop them.
We've got you now, thieves! I'm going to personally drag your sorry butts back to town and have you both put in the stocks. Maybe I'll even show you how it feels to run around without any undies on.
Yeah, although I must admit, having a brace down there does feel kinda nice. Keeps me fairly fresh and tingly. Too much information.
Ikage! Goodness, don't you have any shame? This isn't about you, it's about our undergarments. Stolen! And these two criminals being brought to justice.
Yeah, it's like... What the fuck? It's stolen underwear. Bring them to justice. Yeah, such a heinous crime. Why would anyone even do that? What fucking business does anyone have stealing someone else's underwear? It's like, why not? I don't know, money, jewelry. I mean, it's like, yeah, did they steal the underwear when they were wearing them? You know, because they're like, oh, I don't have any underwear on because they stole them. So like, what, did they break into their houses and steal all of their underwear? Or did they actually just kind of take it off their bodies? It's like, how did... The logics of this just kind of baffle me. And again, why? If you break into someone's house, it's like, why steal their underwear of all things? And if taking them off their bodies, you know, I'd be more worried about that being some sort of, like, sexual harassment. That could quite possibly border on, like, a rape charge, depending, you know? I'd be much more worried about that than the fact that my underwear was stolen, right? I don't know. Basically, what I'm saying is this plot doesn't make much sense. Only summer. It hurts. My head hurts.
It's going to be okay, little one. Hey, guards! If you're so desperate to have your underwear back, then here, catch. Stop it right there. However, before I was able to interrupt the conversation, the silver-haired girl tossed something into the air. Whatever it was flying straight towards my head. The two samurai girls.
Samurai girls? They look nothing like samurai. What in the... And I'm not very good with Japanese history, but I don't think women could even be samurai. I can't remember like what the samurai armor is called, but they did not dress anything like samurai. Whatever.
Two samurai girls instantly grew flustered.
Screen shake.
I can't see. Who the hell tosses a... Peeling the items off of my face, I raised them into the air, looking like a professor examining an important sample while the thieves made their escape.
Again, specific.
A pink bra and lacy black panties. Oh boy, I know this wasn't going to end well.
Why not? It's like, I don't know.
Ah, you there! Are you in cahoots with those crafty foxes?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if fox is like kind of just a term like, oh, they're foxy or whatever, or if those are actually supposed to be foxes. So, I mean, I get that they're not actually like literally foxes, but you know, they have the animal ears and all that. I don't know. I'm not gonna try and decipher the fucked up mythology of fucking borderline porn games.
And hand those back immediately! Those are evidence of a crime, and not for anyone else to touch!
Drop the panties right now!
I'm innocent until proven guilty. It's one of the golden rules of the court. Just stop pointing those weapons at me so I can hand over your undies without being turned into shish kebab.
I could go for a kebab. Kebab is nice.
What? No! Stop! Shut up! Just drop the evidence and walk away! I am Tsukino Mayo, chief of the village guards, and I am ordering you to drop what you're holding right now!
I don't know of any village guards, and I seriously doubt a cop would go around dressed like that and wielding a katana. And more importantly, the ground here is muddy and dirty. Are you sure I should drop the evidence here? I mean, I could, but...
Screen shake!
Yeah!
Before I could react, the pink-haired girl lunged towards me, the pointy end of her naginata aiming for my gut. My reflexes caught on just in time, and I was able to palm away the spears as it sailed through the air. I struck upwards on the wooden shaft of the weapon and sending it up into the air and causing the girl to lose her balance.
What a shitty god.
Narumi! I did not order you to attack!
Fine, I'll give them back. Jeez, just might like to find a bunch of crazy girls with weapons.
Yeah, that's just kind of an annoyance, you know, just my luck. Just my luck. I was stabbed today, just my luck, you know. But that's just this guy is still, it's taking this surprisingly well, and I mean, I know, I've seen these kinds of things where people react way more casually to bizarre things. I mean, this isn't too on the plate, but still, he's taking this pretty well, you know?
Extending the hand that held the undies, I tried to hand them over, something that I would soon end up regretting.
Ha! You think I fall for something so simple? Fool! You may have fooled me once, but I won't let that happen again.
The woman swung her weapon wide, arcing the thick wooden pole into my side before I could dodge. She then lunged forwards and grabbed me tightly, pulling my arms around behind my back, leaving me with sore ribs and in a prone position.
Oh no, not your ribs. Sore ribs, such a horrible fate, you know.
I could have fought back, but I figured it would only lead to more fighting, which, with the possibility of ending up stabbed, I decided to remain passive. The sword-wielding girl stepped forward and grabbed the silky underwear from my hand triumphantly.
Your methods might be crude, but that you get results, Hikage. Tie him up. We'll bring him in for questioning. He probably knows where those pesky thieves are hiding.
Didn't she have a different name before? Yeah, Narumi. What the fuck? Does she have two names? Well, I mean, you know, first name, last name, sure. But still, that's I don't know. Right.
And people wonder why criminals want to resist arrest at all costs. I mumbled this weakly as...
Wait, no. Resist arrest. You know, you'd think that they wouldn't want to resist, because in most scenarios, because, you know, this is some sort of kind of unjustified police brutality, I would wager this as. I mean, obviously he's like been transported to the past or something and they don't have the same sort of standards, but resisting arrest usually leads to kind of more struggling and whatnot that makes people hurt themselves more, right? Just kind of... No. Your sentence did not make much sense. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm saying. Basically, there was something wrong with that sentence, but I can't quite explain exactly my thought process in determining that.
I mumbled this weakly as the girl with the naginata tied my wrists together with rope, and I soon felt myself dragged by the duo.
By the duo? Oh, by the duo. Yeah, by them. I thought it was like, what? Like dragged by my feet or something like that. Never mind. I'm an idiot, sorry.
Dragged by the duo towards the city. Surely once we're out of the forest, you two will stop this act of yours and tell me and let me go, right? As much as I like to fool around, I have more important things to do.
The city? Huh! We're not taking you all the way there. You'll be spending the night in the village cells, thief.
Who are you calling a thief? I'm the victim. First, I get unders tossed in my face, then I had to deal with physical abuse, and now these accusations. Besides, there's no village around these spots. It's a city. Toshi.
Silence! Hikage, if he speaks again before we get to the village, you have my permission to knock him unconscious.
Tsundere Tyrant. I don't know. Is it? Okay. I don't know. That's funny. What is... No, it's not. There was no joke in there. He just called you a something tyrant. Being called a tyrant is usually not a very good thing, you know. I fail to see the humor. I don't know, tsundere might be some Japanese term that I should be familiar with before playing these kinds of game, but whatever.
That's funny.
And that's how I ended up on my way to a jail cell, cuffed and dragged by two girls, both of who? Shouldn't he both of whom? Both of... I don't know. There is that sentence that's... I'm pretty sure that is wrong, but I cannot, for the life of me, recall how it's supposed to be correctly, whatever. Both of who I started to suspect were crazy.
Village.
When we exited the forest, alarms set off in my mind. The city I had lived in my whole life, it was gone. You've got to be kidding me. If I wasn't in Tsuki no Toshi, then where the hell was I?
Aye, no talking. Come on, I don't want to bop you that much. What? I don't want to bop you that much. Kinda, maybe a punch or two. I just want to know how the heck you blocked my strike so easily.
Your attack had a lot of power behind it, but it was kind of predictable. With the right movement and enough force, that's the result you get. Anyway, I'll play along for a bit. Where in the world are we? This clearly isn't my hometown. I mean, the buildings look more like they belong in some sort of classic samurai movie.
I guess they do, but those costumes most certainly do not. I'm pretty sure they did not have fucking tartan and miniskirts and all that shit in feudal Japan. I'm pretty sure feudal Japan did not have tartans. Maybe they did. I don't know. Tartans are a pretty Scottish thing though, so you know, those were probably imported there quite later, but they might have developed something similar. But I don't think they had tartan miniskirts. I don't know, whatever. What the heck is a move? This is Harumaru. Harumaru. It sounds silly. It's been here forever. I mean, and again, yeah, obviously he's been transported to the past or something like that, so whatever.
Hikage, I thought I told you to silence him if he spoke again.
Also, will she ever stop fucking gripping her sword? That looks like a pretty uncomfortable position to be in. And probably not very safe either. Actually, you told me that I could, but you didn't tell me that I had to.
Must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that.
Wait, no, sorry, that's the wrong voice.
It must be tough being the subordinate of someone like that.
Be quiet or I will silence you for good.
I know, they have similar colors on their names, whatever.
This time it didn't seem to be an idle threat. The girl had unsheathed her katana and was now resting the edge of the blade against my throat. I was already starting to regret having played the hero earlier. Hopefully there would be someone with more common sense in the village.
Several minutes later. Ellipses. Ellipses. Ellipses!
I should stop with that gag, it's not very funny. Whatever. I soon found myself confined. I don't get why they do the ellipses though. I soon found myself confined within a small room, the stern-looking tsundere of a girl glaring down at me, while the other girl, who was apparently called Narumi, seemed to have softened up a little. Tsundere. What the fuck is a tsundere? Is that like a... Is that a bitch or something? I don't know. She's just an asshole? I don't know. I don't know. If you're at all into, like... If you're a fucking weeaboo, you're probably sitting here shouting at me for being an idiot, but whatever. From what I had gathered during their conversations, they had to call the village elder to help oversee my questioning.
What purpose did these thefts have? Or are you just some perverts who get off on sniffing girls' unders? I ought to castrate you!
I also don't think they had bras in feudal Japan. Like, wasn't the bra invented in Europe in, like, 1940s? At least the modern bra as we know it today. Of course, there are a lot of, like, older sort of similar garments, but still, I don't know.
I already told you, I was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not to mention anything worn by you would probably smell sour. I couldn't see too well from the cell where they had put me, but I was always certain I could hear Narumi laughing nearby.
This game is weird. I guess that was supposed to be the point, sure, but just saying. Village elder.
Tsukino Dono, please call down.
Please call down. How do you...
Please call down. You brought him in to learn the reason behind his presence in the forest, didn't you?
That is correct, Elder-sama. I believe he was working together with the fox spirits to steal, panties and other undergarments.
Objection!
What is this, Phoenix, right?
Screen shake.
What are you objecting to, young man?
The evidence surrounding the defendant's accusation was fabricated. Narumi-san, would you please answer this question for the judge? Wait, what?
Now I'm confused.
Was the defendant, that is, myself, anywhere near those girls when you two were in pursuit of them?
Hold it! Just who are you calling a judge here? Lower your voice or I will strike you down!
Aye, Mayo-san, maybe the whole angry accusation thing isn't working. This guy clearly isn't a bandit. We could just ask him why he was up there in the woods. If he has a valid reason, that's sure. If not, then he's clearly a panty thief, and we'll use him as punching bag out in the yard. That logic. It's like, if I have a legit reason to be in the forest, then yeah, but if I do not have a legit reason to be in the forest, I'm a panty thief. What if I was just going out for a stroll and a nip of fresh air, you know? What if I wanted to, like, I don't know, is that a legitimate reason? I was having a stroll? I don't know, what do these people count as a legit reason? Do I have to be, like, out hunting elk or something?
Finally, and here I thought this was about to become a turnabout chase. I sighed deeply, partly amused by my own act despite the seriousness of the situation. I'm so funny, I crack me up all the time. Who would have ever thought mimicking characters from games and movies would end up getting me out of it?
This game feels oddly fan servicey in both ways. They're just kind of like, look, the main character, he's a nerd, just like you. He watches Lord of the Rings and plays video games. Hey, look, you, main character, you can like connect. You can project yourself. Hey, look, it's you. I don't know, this is the impression I'm getting.
As long as he didn't become an ace prisoner.
Oh, ho, ho, ho! Comedic gold.
Things would hopefully turn out for the better.
A wise idea, Narumi-chan. How about you start by giving us your name?
Gushiken Takehiro.
Gushiken. Or is that Gushiken? I know that I'm kind of making fun of, like, the Japanese language, but that sounds fucking stupid. Gushiken! Because gosh, I don't know, I just... It sounds hilarious, I'm sorry. I'm being a bigoted ass, I suppose, in a way. But... Also, I just noticed that I think that the tartan on the lady on the left's skirt seems to just be like pays no heed to like folds and whatnot. It's just running straight across, as is often a thing in like animation and whatnot, because actually animating the movement patterns of well, actually animating a tartan moving around and whatnot would be very hard, but on a collar, it does not seem to be like that. Or is it actually? No, yeah, it is. But this lady's tartan, which is of course a lot larger, so it's easy to draw, does not pay heed to that. And I'm just kind of like, game, how about a bit of internal consistency here, you know? I mean, I guess I should not be one to talk of consistency, because my accent keeps changing all the time when just being myself, so I don't know. But whatever. Back to the story. In quotes. Okay, that's being unfair, there is a story here.
So, what were you doing in the forest when these two were chasing the thieves?
I'm not entirely sure myself. One moment I was praying at a shrine hidden inside the forest. Next thing I knew, some weird girl was talking to me.
A girl?
Oh no! A girl was talking to him. He might get cooties.
Okay, that probably wasn't the reaction they intended, but that's my interpretation and I'm sticking to it.
Yes, a girl with horns and a tail. I know it sounds weird, but I couldn't have sworn I saw her. But I could have sworn I saw her before. I must have fainted. After that, I woke up somewhere in the forest.
This game does have some of the spelling mistakes that I thought it might not have had, but unfortunately they're still not really the kind of funny spelling mistakes, you know?
Tsukino no Narumi-chan. Do you recall the stories behind the shrine near our village?
Forgive me, Elder-sama, I do not recall.
I know it's a place of high spiritual energy, a sacred place, but I can't remember the details. Sorry, grandfather.
Well, they're fine related.
Nepotism! Oh shit, sorry. Okay, I shouldn't make an accusation before I know more, but still.
That shrine belongs to Tsuori, a powerful spirit that has been watching over our village for as long as anyone can remember. Unlike the fox spirits, we tend to avoid going too deep in the forest.
I still think I could get rid of those pests once and for all if you would just let me go in and find their home. It's probably hidden in some damp cave on the hill or some run-down old house.
Humans and spirits rarely mingle, and even if they met with good intentions.
So I suppose there's a lot of this game is based on like Japanese folklore that I obviously don't know much about. I'm assuming that these spirits are like kami or whatever. I'm just guessing there's a bunch of Shinto shenanigans. Shinto shenanigans. I could name a movie that. Or another visual novels. Visual novels. I shouldn't complain about spelling mistakes when I keep just making this weirdly. I keep saying things weirdly. I don't know. Whatever.
The fact that this lad says he saw a spirit means there is a chance that he was there for a reason. Not to mention, did you take a good look at him yet? He seems disoriented and his clothes look foreign.
Yeah, I don't know how the main character is dressed, but I'm assuming he's just kind of wearing like generic Japanese school uniform or something. But, I mean, these people have quite fucking anachronistic dress, so they shouldn't know. I mean, except for the elder, you know, because he's a man. That means he gets to wear actual real clothes that doesn't just show off his anatomy. But these ladies, that is not historically accurate clothing. I'm sorry. I don't know much about feudal Japan, but I can fucking tell you that they did not dress like that. He did seem to be talking gibberish earlier. He claimed to be from a city near here, but there's nothing like that around for miles. I was also talking about something called a Mobay. And he used some fighting techniques that I have never even seen before.
He's still a pervert!
I am not a pervert. It's perfectly natural for a guy my age to be curious about certain things.
Okay, but that's kind of out of nowhere, because this guy is still kind of innocent, so that's not helping your case, dude. Not helping your case.
Besides, if you're talking about how the pandas ended up on my face, I had nothing to do with it, tsundere tyrant.
What did you just call me? I ought to smash you to pieces, you brat!
Oh, wait, now that I think about this, about it, those two foxes did look like they were just abandoning them. But, grandfather, what does this all mean?
I can't be certain. However, I believe it is unlikely that he's working together with the fox spirits. Still, I have never heard of any human to come upon a spirit such as Tsuiri. I dare say he might not even be of this world.
Wait, are you trying to say that I'm in a different world now?
Well, okay, just benefit of the doubt. I could be like, maybe it's like a parallel fantasy world, and not like just back in time, which could explain their anachronistic dress. But considering like how the dude there is wearing like traditional clothing, it's like, I don't know. It's still internally inconsistent, you know. I don't know.
That would be the most logical explanation.
Yes! Logic! This game has it!
In what world would that be considered logical?
Okay, I do have to give this game some props. It does address quite a lot of the things that I also address. I shouldn't react so quickly a lot of the time. Whatever.
But I have an important tournament to participate in 2 weeks from now.
Well, no one has ever experienced something like this before.
I was gonna say something more about logic, but fuck it.
We will have to think of how to deal with you, or if it's even possible to get you back to your own world.
In the meantime, a night in the cell won't hurt. He did assault a village guard, and he resisted arrest. He could stay here until it rots for all I care, but I suspect the elder will wish to have a talk with you soon. Ikagi, I'm going to clean myself off. I suggest you do the same.
I would take offense for implying that I stink, but that was one hell of a run. Those fox spirits run fast. I would still like to know more about those techniques, Takahiro-san, if you do happen to stick around. I might want to go a few rounds with you.
It's not like I'll be going anywhere for the time being.
It is only for a few hours while we discuss what to do with you. A person such as yourself would end up causing quite the commotion amongst the villagers, so it is necessary to convince them that you mean them no harm before we release you.
That voice is kind of hard to do. Doing like a low-pitched falsetto is difficult. Whatever.
And that was how I found myself stuck in a jail cell, while the people responsible for my situation left to deal with the personal...
Why does this game feel the need to like recap these sorts of things all the time? I don't know. It's weird.
This sucks. As if being sent to a different world wasn't bad enough, I'm stuck in jail with only my company being... Familiar older voice.
A pair of beautiful, magnificent, majestic fox sisters. You like a boy?
I'm assuming that this is the Satan lady because it's the same color.
A pair of beautiful... Wait a second.
Familiar? Oh, okay, it probably wasn't. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, yahoo! Hi there, panty boy.
A familiar face appeared at the top of my cell, a blonde girl with golden eyes. As I watched, she flipped over and landed in front of the cell, waving her hands at me. From the side of the cell, another girl appeared, a wry grin on her face.
Again, we don't get to see any of this. It's kind of like, why can't they just add a character model, like, behind there? Or just, are they completely incapable of doing anything with background layers other than just... Like, does this game only have 2 fucking layers, background and foreground? Can they not? Just, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just complaining, yeah. But still, whatever. But, no, wait. Never mind.
It's the panty thieves! If you're here to reclaim your hostages, they are already back where they belong.
Nope. We saw the guards go into the baths and swipe the maiden silk again. Look!
With that, she pulled out a pair of lacy silken underwear from her sleeve and stretched it out with her thumbs, showing off her panty price to me.
Again, why? What fucking reason does anyone have for stealing underwear? Just, I get that this is supposed to be like, just fan servicey sort of general, look, it's girls with underwear and stealing other girls' underwear and look, it's like vaginas! I guess, get that that's the point of this game, but still, I can't get beyond that. I'm sorry, but I think about this shit too logically. Also, her Tottenham pattern is also, does not pay heed to faults and everything. This I don't think. Actually, that looks to be some sort of weird hybrid sort of... I don't know. Yes, it's like gigantic tits. I spend my time focusing on the tartans. That's just how my mind works. Whatever.
You came all the way back here to snatch their underwear again, and I'm not sure that Tsundere Tyrant fits that label.
Wait, what label? Hold on, I'm sorry. Oh, the maiden. I think. I don't know. Yeah, I keep talking too much between the dialogues, so I don't even know what they're responding to a lot of the time. Whatever. Yeah, no, this lady, she has the same color as the Satan lady, so I'm sorry, that was the wrong voice before, but how the fuck was I supposed to know? I guess the fact that she was talking about herself, sure, but I don't know. I'm like, maybe the demon lady is like in your head and tells you about like, oh, look over there, it's the foxes again. I don't know.
The cutie with the katana? You would be surprised. I happen to believe that she is as innocent as one can be. She seems far too uptight to let any man touch her.
Sure. I don't know, whatever.
As for returning to the village, we have a debt to settle.
I smiled weakly as I wondered what the fuck's meant by debt. I'm not sure what this debt of yours might be, but I think you better leave before those two return. You don't seem to be on friendly terms with the samurai girls.
And again, now they seem to be inside the cell. Shouldn't they be, like, out here, outside the bars and whatever? They told me in the narration they were outside. I don't know, it's like, otherwise how would they get into the cell? I get that this is like the style that visual novels do, but at the same time it's like, why do visual novels do this? Why would they just I don't know. Whatever. Wait, if he doesn't know about it, we can just leave Onisama.
Michael, That is not how we do things. Young man, your actions allowed us to escape our earlier predicament without harm. This places us in your debt, for which we are now repaying you. Michael, do the magic.
Okay. The young girl. Now what the fuck? The younger girl walked forward and placed her hands upon the long door of the cell. She began mumbling something that I couldn't even begin to understand, and her hands began glowing brightly. Began glowing, but shouldn't that be began to glow? Whatever. And yeah, they're supposed to be outside the cell, but this image gives... Again, yeah, visual novel. You're supposed... the focus is supposed to be on the text, and the images are kind of secondary. But still, I'm like, why would you even really care about having the visuals at all if they don't really make much sense? I mean, the concept of a visual novel, I think, is just fine, you know? It's like, alright, you know? You just put images... It's kind of like a... It's kind of like a more modern version of just an illustrated book, you know? I'm like, you know what, why not? That can be pretty cool, you know? Maybe not always necessary, but sure, why not? But still, just... It seems to always be executed so poorly, right? Never mind. Whatever. I'm just... yeah. Different worlds. Girls wielding weapons. Girls wielding weapons?
Oh, such a bizarre notion. Weapons are for men, you know. Yes, leave girls to their kitchen work and what.
I'm not sure if the game is being sexist or... Okay, the game is being sexist. I mean, look at what they're wearing, but I'm not sure if it's being sexist in that way. I'm just like, why just listing girls wielding weapons? I mean, if it would just be people wielding weapons, I'm like, yeah, it would be pretty weird to see people walking around with like fucking swords and polearms and shit. Like, yeah, I'd find that bizarre, but since he specifically said girls wielding weapons and not just people running around with weapons, I'm just kind of like, I'm not sure if sexist, but possibly considering tits. Next on the list, I'm going to find a talkative magical sword and end up destined to save the world. I think that's a reference to something, but I don't know what. Whatever. That said, I was curious to see what this magic would do on the law keeping me imprisoned.
Screen shake!
Huh? The glow flared for a moment before quickly fading. There was a hiss and then a sizzle as the lock ripped to the floor in a mess of melted metal.
Well done, Maiko-chan. You did well. Relax for now, alright?
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be the most surprised about. The fact that a girl just melted a steel lock, or that I'm starting to accept that this is normal. I'm cracking, man. I can't deal with this anymore. It's just too much, you know? I'm beyond the breaking point. Call the asylum, because I am done! Right.
This level of magic is extraordinary. Maiko-chan is quite gifted. But as I said, we are here to settle our debt. If you would like, we can escort you back to the forest where we first encountered you. I do, however, suggest that you decide quickly. The guards do not bathe for long. I should know. I have observed them for a while.
Pervert!
Well, I don't plan sticking around, so I'll gladly accompany the two of you out of here. Maybe I'll be able to find my way back home. Lead the way, Peeping Tammy. Peeping Tammy, no comment.
Machiko! Sakurando Machiko! Not Tammy!
Takahiro, but I suggest we keep the introductions for later.
Very well then, Daka-kun, follow!
As I was stepping out of the cell, the sound of a familiar voice boomed in the distance.
boom.
You sure that was a familiar sound booming, or was that like the impact of like a cannon or something? Cause screen shake. I don't know. Whatever.
Thieves! Crafty fox kleptomaniacs! I'll skin you alive!
That's fucking brutal. This game just went brutal. But you know what? If the rest of this game plays out like the Dread movie from a couple of years back, that would be the shit. Maybe this is like Dread, Start the Darkness. Miho is turns into the female gang leader boss thing from Dread. I can't remember the names. Whatever. That's just that. Yeah, that's just wishful thinking on my part.
I think that's our cue to get out of here. And with that, the three of us darted out of the prison.
And you know, I'm sorry to keep going back to this, but with the whole visual novel thing of like, why not more unique screens, you know? Because what they always do is just, it's people in front of backgrounds. And I'm kind of like, you know, why not more hand-painted, like, completely unique, like, different angles and whatnot? More just, like, complete illustrations from scratch, you know? And you might be like, well, you know, that would take a lot more time, you know? You wouldn't be able to, like, fill out that many illustrations for, like, everything happening. I'm like, well, sure, maybe you don't. You could... But the thing is, it's not like this game changes things up so often anyway, you know? It's still mostly just the same backgrounds and the same character models over and over again. So, I mean, even if you kept the same amount of screens in this game, just change them up more, I fail to see how that would be much more work in that. But I don't know. I don't even know if I'm making myself make sense right now, because I'm just kind of thinking things and then I'm saying them, but I'm not saying them, and I'm rambling. I'm sorry. I'll get back to the game.
And that's pretty much what happened. According to the village elder, there's supposed to be a shrine somewhere in the forest. It must be the same one I visited before I got caught up in this mess.
Goodness, that sounds like a terrible situation. I know that spirits such as Joy enjoy playing with people, but this seems a little cruel of her. I should speak with her myself, but we, fox spirits are not allowed near the shrine.
Huh? I thought the reason we never go there was because you get all flustered whenever two chants around.
Shut up, Michael!
I didn't realize a panty thief could get embarrassed like that, but maybe the two of you could show me the way to the shrine. Somehow the layout of this forest seems different from my world, which pretty much meant that Aria's map was useless now. Fuck you, Aria, you useless person.
You do not understand. There is more to the ways of us spirits than meets the eye, Takagun. I will try to navigate you to the shrine, but if Fury does not want us here, then we will simply not get there. The only places we can navigate to directly are our home and the village.
I could use gate magic, but that takes a super long time to cast, and unless I concentrate really hard, it usually ends up just taking us someplace, not fun. What, like the bank? I had to think way too long for a boring place, and that wasn't even fun. I was just like, place not fun, bureaucracy, like boring people, pencil pushers, just the bank, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
I think I preferred taking the ground route, but thanks for the offer, Maiko-chan, was it?
That's right. Sakura no Maiko at your service. Yay, my first human friend.
I am not your friend. I am simply talking to you out of necessity. I don't know. Whatever.
Silly girl.
Not that I doubt your navigation skills or anything, but didn't we cross this path a while ago?
Wait, have they already started walking? I'm not sure. Like, are they just standing around in the forest, or this is supposed to take place while they're walking or something? I don't know. I don't know. Well. Oh, you're right. Why are we back here, Oni-sama?
Huh? I thought you were leading the way. Wait, I think if we turn this way, cut through these trees here, we might... Ah!
The girl seemingly disappeared out of sight as she stepped in between two tall trunks, only to be followed by a loud splash. Yeah, there actually was a bit of... There was a sound effect there, and a bit of animation. I am stunned at the technical prowess of this game.
I ran towards the trees and looked down to see the girl, her arms flailing wildly.
Yes! 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 This game just redeemed itself, because the phrase arms flailing or flailing arms or whatever, just anything flailing, it's just one of my favorite phrases ever. I don't know what it is. I just love the words arms flailing. Game, you have redeemed yourself. Okay, I should be fair, I haven't really... This game isn't horrible. It's just kind of... Yeah, as I said before, I guess this game isn't really that bad. Because I've seen some visual novels, like reviewed or whatever by other people, let's played or whatever by other people, that are just horrible, you know. So I'm, as I said in the opening, I'm a bit disappointed that this isn't hilariously bad, but still, it's not very good either. I mean, if I wasn't let's playing this, I would be so not the slightest bit interested in this thing at all.
Arms flailing wildly, neck deep in a slow-moving river.
Ah, Oni-sama, Oni-sama, quick, please, you have to help her. I'm begging you, I'll do whatever you want, just please save her.
Help!
And it's like, seriously, why can't we just even get a screen of the fucking river? Just now we're just staring at the forest when people are talking off. I don't know, on a technical level though, yeah, I mean, the art itself is fine enough, I suppose. I mean, I've seen so much worse. I mean, the art is pretty good. I don't agree with the stylistic choices, but, you know, that's just personal preference. But, so, you know, the art is pretty good in this game, but it's still just severely lacking. And yeah, it's the same as I always complain about, but just... why can't we just see a bit more? It just... This game leaves me wanting for more. I would never, you know, assume that, at first glance, that I would want more out of this game. That'd be like, this game does not show me enough. Truly, I need more details to see this amazing story being played out. But, yeah, I don't know,
It doesn't look that deep, you know. Don't tell me that your sister can't.
She can't swim, neither of us can. Please take a hero-sama, please rescue my sister.
I guess I don't have a choice. Smiling weakly, I pulled off my jacket and...
He was wearing a jacket this time. Like, yeah, again, they never established, like, the main character at all, how it looks like, what he's wearing, anything. When I think about it, I'm not entirely sure how much they even established the main character as being male. I mean, he obviously is supposed to be, because that's how it always goes in these games. I mean, I guess if I spoke Japanese, I would probably identify his name as such, but I mean, I don't know. You could have a woman named Bob or something. I don't know. Never mind. I don't know. This game probably would be more interesting if you had a female main character. I don't know how it would be more interesting. It would just mean there was even more lesbianism going on, but I don't know.
Smiling weakly, I pulled off my jacket and dove into the river. The cold waters sending shivers down my spine as I swam towards Machiko, who, despite the lack of the strong current, was slowly disappearing under the water. I guess I don't have a choice.
What the fuck? Urged on by the worried shouts of Maiko, I tried to reach the girl as quickly as possible. It took me a few strokes before I reached her, but by the time I had grabbed a hold of her and pulled her out of the water, she had lost consciousness. She's not breathing! Oh, this took a really dark turn. I don't know if I already said that. I felt my stomach drop. Dreadful thoughts of what would have happened if I didn't do something bad to fill my mind. But what in the world could I possibly do? CPR? You know, I feel like I have to address the music here. It's very bright and happy. Just I mean, the music's changed a couple of times, but for the most part, it's just this endless loop. It never stops. It's just the same. But right now it feels a bit modularly weird, you know? Yeah, modularly, that's a word that I just used. But just she fell into the river, and she's like under the threat of dying. But no, just same old happy music. You know, you just kind of assume most of the time she falls into the river. Oh no, now comes the dark music, she might die, oh no, you know, something like that. Right? But not this game. It's just like, people are almost dying, she's not breathing, CPR, yeah. Yeah. Whatever. I don't know what that is. She's not breathing. Help her. Please save her. Oni-sama, please wake up. Okay, but I need to concentrate. Can you find something to dry her off with? Right. Great. A mage without a revive spell. Shouldn't that be like... The mages usually have revive spells? Shouldn't it be like... a cleric or something with... Never mind. As if trying to steal my nerves for what I was about to do, I muttered those words just before leading in. All I could remember from my first aid training was that the patient had been in a so-called recovery position, and that I had to blow air into their mouth and push down on their chest.
Oh my, it's getting a bit racy now, isn't it? Oh, he's gonna have to put his lips on hers and touch her chest. That's where her breasts are. Oh, woe be us. Such a situation. Oh, the misunderstandings that could arise from this. Never seen this in a movie or anything before, oh no.
My heart pounded faster and faster as I looked down at the fox girl. I could feel my cheeks heating up as a blush spread across my face. Clumsily, I put her into what I hoped was the right position, and slowly I lowered my face towards her face, my lips parted. Right, wait, what is she? Is she floating on a lily pad, or is that supposed to be like part of the rock, or whatever? Yeah, no, I think that's the shore. I was just confused about the flowers in the screens, but yeah, now the music changes. Like, oh yeah, when we get the sexy music, that's important.
It's important to have sexy music, dramatic music, scary music.
Oh no,
but sexy music. Oh yes, that porn jazz is instrumental to the enjoyability of this game. Oh my.
If you were this desperate for a kiss, you could have just asked. I know I am a beautiful, exquisite creature.
Bragging much?
But pushing me into a river so you can play hero is a bit too much, Takakun.
I'm not sure what that facial expression is. She looks tired and... like, she looks tired and like she has a cold or something. Like she's just about to sneeze. It's like, you know, like you do when you're really tired. You can't even work up the energy to sneeze properly. And just, how did her legs get in that position? Is that supposed to be her, like, is that the recovery position? If you thought that was the recovery position, you're an idiot, okay? and just, I don't know, and if it's not, why would you ever just raise your legs up in the air like that? And then tail sensor, I don't know, it's just, yeah. But yeah, no, this is supposed to be sexy. This is the part where I'm supposed to masturbate, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, this is not sexy. It just looks stupid.
It's not like that. I wanted to save you. Oh, why thank you, oh valiant hero, for your rescue. I must admit, I am not the greatest swimmer.
So that voice is starting to hurt my throat, so I'm not sure if I should change up. I should change up like all of the voices, just to get a bit more variety. Because these ones are getting old and standard. I don't know, I still have a problem coming up with voices, so I shouldn't challenge myself more than is needed.
But, you know, it is often better to get permission from the maiden you rescued before you claim her as your reward, silly.
Yeah, you are silly. Silly rabbit. I don't know. Now I'm just saying things.
I didn't have a choice. I either claimed your lips or death would claim you instead.
People don't talk like this! I'm sorry, but... Never mind. Just... Yeah.
And a bold choice that was. Where is Maiko? I hope she didn't try to save me first. She is even worse at swimming than I am. She's fine. She should be heading back here right now. In that case, I believe we have enough time. So how about it, Taka-kun? My little sister will be back in a few minutes, and I am sure a boy like you have probably never kissed a girl before. So how about it? Want to claim this maiden's lips? Don't make me toss you back into the river. Kissing a girl. Oh no, what a tragic face. No, that's not the word I was looking for there, but still, it's like, ew. You could have, like, cuties or something.
And, you know, just see, in this dialogue, he doesn't hesitate or anything. It's like, what? Oh, how do you suggest something like that? Don't make me throw back into the river. No, that's, he did not stutter, he does not anything. That is just complete serious face. Don't make me toss you back into the river for suggesting such a lewd thing, young lady. I am a proper man. And quite homosexual, I might add. I don't know. I'm just saying things.
Oh, such a shame, too. I was looking forward to finding out just how sweet your lips tasted. I had shrimps for breakfast. Trust me, they taste horrible. I'm not sure I want to find out what the wet fox tastes like.
Right, I'm just right now, just fox, beaver, I don't know, I'm just... Okay, now I'm the one being perverted, but, like, just... I don't know what to make of this game. I'm not, like, it's inspiring me to be a pervert. And... Okay, yeah, it's like a softcore porn game, pretty much, so... You know, what the fuck do I expect? But it's just a weird state of, I'm not sure if it's suggesting things or if it's just making me assume things and taking them further than the game actually suggests. I don't know. I should just get on with the fucking story. I've been talking way too much lately. But yeah.
Oh, I assure you, I taste a lot better when I'm wet. For some reason, I don't think we're talking about the same thing anymore.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's the game doing it at this point. I swear, my mind is pure and innocent. That is not that. Yeah, whatever. I'm rambling.
I felt my cheeks puckering up, flushing up slightly at Machiko's teasing words, and I awkwardly scratched my cheek.
Again, weirdly detailed, but alright.
Anyway, at this rate, you're going to catch a cold. Then perhaps you should warm me up, Takakun. More importantly, we need you to get out of those soggy clothes.
You know, I don't think that's how having a cold works. You know, I don't think catching a cold is as simple as being cold, you know. Yeah, if she was like really, really cold, she could possibly get like pneumonia, I think, or like frostbite. But just based on how these people dress and the pictures we saw of the outside, it looks to be a quite sunny, warm summer day. You know, she would probably dry up rather quickly. I don't think that's completely necessary. Again, I'm bringing logic into this.
Oh my, Takakun, so bold. Please, won't you unbutton my top for me? Yeah, if you insist. My fingers shook as I reached down to the laces of her bodice. I was blushing brightly, and my head was spinning as I felt my fingers touch the cloth. Before I could continue any further, I heard a whoosh behind me, and I felt something heavy impact against my body. My body toppled forwards, and I felt a nasty blow to the back of my head. Just wait. My body toppled forwards, and I felt a nasty blow to the back of my head. Wait, was he hit again in the back of his head, or what? I'm not... Yeah, I guess I could assume that, yeah, he was hit again. Moving on. Oni-sama, I brought the... Oh no! Takahiro! Yeah! Okay, I'm starting to think I'm taking the singing thing a bit too far, but whatever. I don't care what you think, audience. I don't know. I'm rambling. I could barely focus as the blonde fox girl began to fuss over me, but it was no good. Between running my butt off all day, the Sundar tyrant, the following rescue, and now the blow to the head, I felt myself slip into unconsciousness. I felt... Yeah, whatever. Never mind.
Later that day. Ellipses. Motherfucking ellipses!
I don't know why this keeps doing the ellipses. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Hours must have passed by the time I finally regained consciousness. The first thing I noticed was something soft resting against me. For a moment I wondered what it could be. Still playing the porn music. Little did I know that whatever it was, that was just an observation I just noticed right now and it felt like I had a shower, but I would soon be very much awake. Right. Yeah. Wait, where the hell are her nipples supposed to be? Like, I get that the hair is like supposed to be in the way and covering her up, but it's like here and here, or what? It just feels like the places the hair is placed seems to be a bit too different on the two breasts to really be able to quite see exactly. Does she have asymmetrical nipples? I don't know. I mean, it's not that bad, you know. It's not like one hair is up here and the other hair is down there. But still, it's just like I can't quite tell where her nipples are supposed to be, you know. On this one, it kind of looks like it should be here, because, you know, it's the red thing. It's like, what, is that the areola or something? But no, I mean, that's obviously just the glow, or the sheen, or whatever, because, yeah, skin is shiny, you know. Isn't your skin shiny? Your skin is not shiny, you freak. Go slather yourself up in oil right this moment. Yeah.
Machiko.
My voice caught in my throat, easily betrayed by my surprise at seeing the fox spirit resting beside me. Of course, it didn't help that she was stark naked. My gaze drifted along her features. I hadn't really put a lot of thought into it, until now, but she really was beautiful. And by beautiful, I mean she has gigantic tits, and that's all I care about. I mean, it's like, yeah, if that's your thing, it's like, sure, she's fucking curvy as hell. But that face, as I said before, she doesn't look exceptionally attractive. I mean, it's fucking anime characters, they all have the exact same face. But I mean, she mostly just looks kind of awkward and like she's just needs to sneeze or whatever. I don't know. I haven't paid much attention to their faces, and that sounded worse than I actually meant it to. The thing I wanted to say that I haven't paid much attention to how they look at all, other than the weirdly illogical clothing that they wear, and I mostly pay attention to the text. Good save, good save. Now's my chance. Okay, so what? You gonna... So he denied her offer for you to kiss her before. He was like, no, I won't do that. And now's my chance. I don't know where this is going yet, and I should continue clicking before deciding on any presumptions, but the wording here just sounds a bit rapey. Just a tad. I'm not saying, I'm just saying, never mind. I'd been curious about something for a while now and decided to finally get my answer. I carefully lifted my hand towards her head, my fingertips slightly caressing along her single furry ear. Okay, I guess that was me assuming. Sure, I'm sorry, but still, see what this game is doing to me. But you know what? I actually was just thinking the same thing, because her hair and ear looks to be part of like the same sort of structure, and I was also just wondering, how the fuck does her ear work? It looks like it's just a weird hairstyle, but just, I don't know. To my surprise, the fur felt real, confirming my theory. So, she's a real fox spirit. As I looked over the peacefully sleeping girl, it was difficult to imagine someone like her being a panty-stealing troublemaker. Up close, she looked incredibly cute, and naked at that, no less. The fact that she was lying right beside me caused my cheeks to flare up, beet red in an instant. Again, very specific similes. Beet red. Not any shade of red. No, beet red. Not crimson, not maroon. I'm not even sure maroon is a shade of red. It's like reddish brown, right? Can't quite remember. But no, beet red. Yes. And if beet red is the color of red beets, the way we tend to have red beets here in Sweden, then that would be a very kind of dark purplish wine red. I'm not sure your face is supposed to look like that. You might have that's like the color of a body part that does not get any oxygen, right? That's kind of the color if like you lose oxygen to your hand or something and it swells and it becomes purplish. At least that's what I imagine when I hear beet red. Also, I just realized, how the fuck do you know what shade of red is on your face? Do you have a mirror with you? It's like, yeah, I'm overthinking this. I know, it's tits right there. That's what I'm supposed to be focusing on. But you know what? I don't care about tits. They're boring. I have more important things to care about, like the shade of red. Color theory is very, very... Yes, color theory. That is all.
No, Zuyori, not again. Is she dreaming? Amused by this, I reached a hand out to poke her cheek gently, but the sound of footsteps made me reconsider. Alright.
Takahiro, you're awake. Shh, don't wake Oni-sama. She's a light sleeper, and she's been super tired lately. Sure, but Maiko-chan, mind explaining why your sister is sleeping next to me without clothes on? Good save. Good. No, that's not a... Never mind. You two looked super cute, all cuddled up together earlier. Oni-sama said that you told her it was important that she took her clothes off. So she took hers off, and then we took yours off. After that she tried to keep you both warm by getting under the covers and laying in the sun. However, in the end, she fell asleep.
Were you watching me just now?
Yep. You were both sleeping so soundly, it was super adorable. I wanted to cuddle up with you two, but Oni-sama told me for cuddling with her in her sleep before. If I recall my weeaboo terms correctly, and as previously established, I'm pretty bad at them, but I'm pretty sure that Oni-sama means sister? Right? Like, so, cause yeah, I was like, are they sisters? Is incest gonna be a fucking theme in this game, or what? It's wrong, game. It's wrong. You're making me cry. And you're making baby Jesus cry. And that is a crime I cannot let you pass off. You're making baby Jesus cry.
I think I get it. She does look rather adorable when she's sleeping like that. Let's keep it that way for now. Maiko. I took a deep breath and a swig of tea. I was about to open my mouth to say something when Maiko suddenly spoke up with a smile.
We brought you home to our mansion. We brought you to our spare room, 'cause it has the best light during the day. I was only watching you for a bit. Then I got bored, so I went and made some soup. Of course! You know, whenever I'm bored, I'm like, oh, I'm so bored, I'm gonna go make some soup! Yes! Soup! Soup is just the pinnacle of hilarity and having a good time. It's just, yeah! Soup! Let's go on an adventure! We gotta make soup! We gotta make broccoli soup and tomato soup and pea soup, and I'm stretching this gang way too long, so let's just move on. Oni-sama always makes me soup when I feel bad. Okay. I guess, sure, why not? Do you want some?
Sure, I could go for some soup, but Maiko-chan, before that, I need to ask you a favor. I need you to go and get my clothes, because I'm kinda naked here! I lifted the blanket enough to allow a shameful glance at the cause of my current...
Wait, I'm confused by this. Does that mean he took the blanket off his dick so that she could look at it? Or was he like covering himself up with the blanket? Which I would kind of assume that he would be doing. And like had the blanket over his face so he just kind of peeked out? Or I'm not in time. Never mind. Because... Never mind.
My face visibly took on the shade of a tomato when I noticed Maiko leaning over for a similar peek under the blanket, and I quickly closed the gap.
Okay, so he was looking at his own dick? Alright, I don't know. Alright.
I think I'm going to stay under the blanket for a bit. Could you just please bring me my clothes?
Oh, but you might wake her up if you don't go back to sleep. But fine, if you insist, I'll go get your clothes. You're no fun, you know. I wanted to see what a human looked like, but Oni-sama forbade me from peeking.
Please just go. The girl almost skipped at the door, giggling to herself.
Happy bastard. The door slid open and she hopped outside, vanishing behind the paper screen. Once I had confirmed that Maiko had left the room, I turned my gaze sideways, focusing back on the peaceful expression of the slumbering fox by my side. For a moment, I thought about the night, the things the two girls had been accused of. Okay, so stealing underwear isn't exactly the nicest thing to do, but when I look at her like this, I can't picture her as anything but a normal girl. With gigantic tits. And fucking fox ears! Never mind. While the temptation to lift the blanket was strong, I felt a little nervous about the thought. I don't know. Still, as much as I tried to hold myself back, I couldn't rest the temptation of turning to my side and get a better glimpse of her gingerly? Gingerly? What, like a ginger? I'm not entirely sure. I don't know, saying the word ginger really changes my accent for some reason. I've never heard that word before, I'm sorry. If that's something people say, then I'm sorry for being an idiot, but I just... Wait, what? Gingerly, I took a hold of the blanket, and yes, now I just read his in a monologue in my normal voice. Whatever, I've been doing this for 2 hours. Just... send help. No, Takahiro, neither a gentleman nor a hero takes advantage of a sleeping lady. Whatever, I accidentally scrolled. And yet, who am I kidding? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Yeah, naked girls only come around once in my life ever. Seriously, if you think that seeing a naked person is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, that's kind of sad, honestly. That's just, I don't know. It's just kind of sad. In the end, the perverted little devil within me won the morality struggle, and with shaking hands, I tried to lift the blanket. Wait, what? Lift the blanket off yourself, or lift the blanket off her? Because again, if this image is anything to go by, she's not wearing a blanket. She's fucking nude. Well, I mean, okay, she would be nude nonetheless, but she doesn't have anything on her. Or what, is the blanket, like, over her legs or something? Because we can't see that far. Game, don't confuse us.
Stop! Yikes! I don't want any blackberries. Why does the very sheets I was lying on...
That's racist.
My heart pounded louder than ever. Without a word, I dropped the blanket. She was still dreaming, mumbling away in her sleep, but she had scared the living daylights out of me. After a while, Maiko returned and deposited my now dry clothes in my lap. She smiled at me and lingered there for a few moments as if expecting me to begin changing. At first I was gonna think, she said, and deposited my now dry soup. But then that would have been just... I don't know why I thought she'd say that, but it sounded funny in my head. I don't know. Oh, of course, the soup. I'll go get it now. But don't change too slowly, okay? I'd bet you'd hate for me to sneak in a peek. Don't think guys spend much time changing as girls. Wait, were you planning to peek at me?
Also, I'm pretty sure that if you're naked, you wouldn't change clothes, you just put them on. Also, that's kind of a very generalizing statement, and whatever. Whatever. It occurred to me that perhaps Maiko was more like her sister than I had first assumed. They have, like, the same fucking personality! Like, seriously. Okay, the orange one is, like, a bit more... what's the word? I don't know. Yeah. I guess the orange one is, like, a bit more hyper, but they don't have much in the way of personality. I don't know, whatever. It sure sounds like you know what you're talking about, Takahiro! And, well, I might have been thinking about it.
I'm kinda curious about the difference between us foxes and you humans. Like, it was amazing how easily you carried sis out of the water. Is it because you're human? Actually, I think it's probably because I'm a guy. This game is sexist. We tend to be stronger than girls, and I mean, okay, I can't deny the fact that biologically men have the ability to be stronger than women, but most of the time it's not that big of a difference. Just, I don't know. In our modern society, it tends to come down to a very individual basis. This game is sexist. Is basically what I'm trying to Basically, what I'm trying to say is this game is sexist, but I shouldn't really care and just move on. Not to mention, I practice judo almost every day. It would be embarrassing if I couldn't even carry a girl. Judo? J-U-D-O. It's a sport of sorts, although it's also used for self-defense. Is that why you saved her? Because of this judo? Well, that's not really it. Ultimately, saving a damsel in distress hinges on the man's pride. Oh, can I see it? Your pride.
And just what exactly are you looking for, little sister?
See, they're fucking related, incestuous, it's creepy, I just... I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Nisama, I wasn't, you're wrong. The soup's still cooking. I need to tend to it. The younger girl scrambled to her feet and dashed out of the room at full speed, her tail comically hanging between her legs as she did. I turned to Machiko with a faint blush on my face, averting my eyes sure she could pull the sheet back up around herself. I see you're finally awake, Machiko-san.
With you two making such a fuss about judo and soup, how can I possibly hope to get any sleep? I'm glad to see that you are well, Takakun. Forgive me for taking such measures, but I fear that I wasn't getting warm fast enough, and I did what I thought was necessary. At least it was more enjoyable sleep than you would have had in a cell. I doubt the Tsundere tyrant, was it? I doubt she would have given you the same service.
Let's just think that the hospitality was much appreciated.
I'm glad to hear that. If you would like to change, there's a screen just over there. I promise I won't look, of course.
I guess one of us has to do it. I watched Machiko close her eyes, hiding her face in her hands as if to reassure me that she wouldn't peek. Taking my chances, I climbed out from under the blanket and made my way towards the wooden screen. In the beginning of the game, he was going on about like, oh, I don't care if like this one lady person friend of his sees me naked. And I mean, okay, yeah, I get it that they obviously they were friends, and so of course it's a completely different thing getting naked in front of strangers than in front of people you know. But still, it's just kind of like, I don't know, personality-wise, it's not completely consistent, is all I'm saying.
Once I reached it, I quickly began changing. If you could be so kind as to do me a favor, Takakun, my robes should be up on the dresser behind you. Could you pass them to me, please? It would speed matters up greatly.
Oh, sure, give me a second. After looking around for a moment, I found the robes neatly folded up on the dresser, my heart skipping a beat as I took a hold of them, before turning towards the screen to hand them over. Say, Machiko-san, how come you two walk around stealing people's underwear? I mean, you don't look like bad people to me.
Well, it is complicated. Maiko was researching a spell she had wanted to perform, one that will allow us easier access to certain things we need, and one of the ingredients was a maiden silk.
It just feels like a very oddly specific spell.
The only silk I could think of was, well, you already know the answer.
By maiden silk, you mean? I guess you understand why you would think that, but isn't maiden silk another term for wedding sash? It is in my world, at least. Wedding sash? That's probably a Japanese thing. Never mind. As I said this, the girl appeared from the other side of the screen.
I never realized.
And she's not even wearing a robe. It was like, I'll give you the robe to put on, and now she's in a... It's like, seriously, art department, couldn't you just have made, like, one alternate character model or something for them? It's... What's that? Oni-sama.
A maiden silk. It is a wedding sash. All of our work was for naught.
Oh, well, at least the wedding sash will be easier to get. I'll just have to marry Takakun.
What?
A few minutes later, ellipses, ellipses, ellipses! At least I sped it up that time. After that little incident, we relocated to the kitchen. The smell of food filled the air. It finally feels like things are actually happening in this game. I don't know what it is. It just feels slow, you know? And yeah, okay, I guess it's like a novel. And I'm reading everything out loud and making comments in between, so of course, me playing this is a lot slower than it's probably meant to do. But I have no idea how long this game is. I've been playing for a bit more than 2 hours, with breaks and non-edited, so I don't know, so I can't tell how long the video is right now, whatever. But just, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how, basically what I want to say is that I don't know how far I will get into this game before I start playing. It's like, do I play to the end? I don't know how long that is. Maybe I'll just quit at some point and then come back to it. I don't know, I'm it's not getting bored though, doing this, so we'll see. We'll see. Despite the younger girl's easygoing attitude, always humming some cheerful melody, I found my cheeks still burning from embarrassment. And to think that a girl would say such a thing, I quickly shook my head to clear the thoughts from my mind and turned towards the elder sister. Also, this main character is so gay. I'm sorry, but he's totally gay. I know that it's supposed to be kind of, it's the common thing in Japanese works and whatnot with the embarrassed male character, male lead. I don't know, it's for some reason that's an archetype. But still, from my quite European perspective, it seems gay. And I'm not being homophobic or anything. That's just he's so gay. Gay. Whatever.
The soup is delicious. Is Meiko-chan usually the one doing the cooking around here?
Yay! I'm glad you like it, Takahiro. I don't usually cook, so I made a few lucky guesses.
It is rather delicious, Meiko-chan. Perhaps you could do more cooking from now on. It would allow me more time to lounge around.
Well, the first step to getting your wedding sash is to become a good housewife, and that includes cooking. Okay, this game is being even more sexist. I don't know, maybe it's supposed to be ironic or something. I don't know, whatever. I added this with a bit of amusement following Machiko's comment. I took another sip of the soup for a few lucky guesses that the dish had turned out pretty well. That's true. I learn how to clean and I'll cook for you and I don't know what else, but it'll be fun learning. And yeah, traditional gender values. Yeah. I don't know. Man, I don't know.
Michael, you should stop that. You know very well that it would be pointless for you to marry him. Only the villagers know how to craft a wedding sash, and we both know this will not happen.
That's not... What? No, what's wrong with this? That's not necessarily true, my Chico-san.
It only becomes even more evident that you are not of this world, Takakun. The villagers do not tolerate our existence. They despise us. We can never ask such a favor of them.
All we have to do is find some way to make the villagers accept you. But I guess I'll need to learn more about the village itself before we can do that. And the pale-haired woman shook her head. So you know their names at this point. Why keep... Never mind. Her ears fluttering against her head as she did.
It's not that simple. They would never trust us. Humans and fox spirits have never been able to get along. I am honestly surprised that you have been able to tolerate us this long. I would have you happy to be proven wrong, and you are free to stay here as long as you wish, until, of course, you grow weary of our ways and decide to leave.
And now my mouse isn't working. Oni-sama, please don't say things like that. Takahiro wouldn't do that, would you, Takahiro? Of course not. I wouldn't abandon someone just because they're a different species. That's not the way Gashiken Takahiro does things. I'm not a racist species, whatever. However, I do remember the village elder telling me that it wasn't just the fox spirits. It sounded like humans and spirits everywhere have been on bad terms for a long time. Do you know why, Machiko-san?
I do not recall. Much information is withheld even from someone such as myself. Most spirits tend to keep to themselves these days. There are a few exceptions, Tsuori being one of them. Powerful spirits come and go as they please, but they tend to remain in their world. Fox spirits, however, have no other place to go. We are stuck in a human world, for better or for worse.
Huh? I didn't realize it was like that. I guess I'm finally learning stuff. Well, this Sayuri character lives in the shrine, right? We should try asking her for some ideas.
No, we do not need to go see her. Absolutely not. No, I don't want to see her. I don't want to!
I was somewhat taken aback by my chick's suddenly childish way of speaking. It reminded me of the times I'd been told to go visit the doctor when I was younger, complaining and throwing tantrums along the way. Pardon me? Whatever.
But isn't she the only one that can help us? I refuse to go. Sayuri is a friend, and I dislike the idea of spending even a sick...
Oh, fiend, yeah, sorry.
Sayuri's a fiend, and I dislike the idea of spending even a second in her presence.
She can't be that bad, can she? Besides, if anything happens, I'll protect you.
Fine, if it really means that much to you. I will attempt to lead you to the shrine again, but you will enter the grounds alone. I don't want to go anywhere near that place. You will be on your own, Takakun.
Can I come, Onisama?
Absolutely not. I forbid it. You are not to follow us under any circumstances, Maiko.
Fine, I'll stay here. Just like you said, I'll be here in the mansion. And I'm clipping on the audio. I am so sorry. I'm so very sorry for all the horrible things that I do with my voice. All alone, unprotected, all by myself. Nude. Yeah, I should stop trying to be funny. Who knows what might happen to me? I could get trapped under a bookcase and die. That's random, but alright. Alright. Sure, why not? Or slip on a banana peel and die. Or get bored and die of boredom. I'll be so super duper bored, sitting here all alone in the same place all day in and day out. And I keep adding words to these things that aren't actually there. I don't know why I do that. It's just, whatever.
Fine, I get it. You may come along, but you must be on your best behavior, little one. No running around and no talking unless spoken to.
Okay. Despite Michael's cheerfulness, I couldn't help but wonder what had happened between Machiko and this Tsuyuru for her to react so strongly. I decided that maybe it would be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters to get... it wouldn't be a bad idea to spend some time with the two sisters to get to know them a bit better. Well, I do have 2 weeks until I need to get back to my own world, so there's really no need to rush. How about we do something else instead? I'm sure Machiko-san wouldn't mind the distraction.
Well, the longer I get to stay away from that place, the better. How about bringing Micah-chan along to go fetch some desserts for us? There are orange apples and small vineyard behind the mansion. I could whip up some cream to go with it, if you like.
Sure. I don't know. Why do that?
Sure, that sounds easy enough. Let's get us some delicious fruit, Maiko-chan.
Alright.
As Maiko led me towards the garden of the impressive mansion, she seemed a little quiet, as though she had something on her mind. I wanted to ask her about it, but something about the way her ears sagged and her tail hung low told me that it probably wasn't the best idea, and decided I would simply try to cheer her up.
Need to catch my breath.
So, which do you prefer, Maiko-chan? Apples, grapes, or oranges? We could gather all 3, but I guess we can grab a few for ourselves first.
Apples, I guess. I knew a fox spirit once, a friend of Oni-sama, who loved apples. I can't remember her name, though. I guess my hand's a bit hollow. Hey, that kind of rhymed. At least when I said it.
Apples are awesome. Crunchy on the outside and sweet on the inside. And your head isn't hollow, silly. If that was true, I think I'd still be stuck in that jail cell.
That and the fact that she'd be dead. Yes. Oni-sama did most of the thinking, though. I just sort of went along with what she said.
Well, someone has to take the lead. And besides, I'm still grateful for your help all the same. How about...
Screen shake! I playfully flick Michael's forehead with a grin. Yeah, because, you flick someone. Just, Jesus Christ, this guy must be stronger than, like... I don't know. A really strong person. You just flick their head and it's like, oh, the ground shakes. I don't know. I get that it's just a very lazy effect that the game does, but still, just, I don't know. I don't even know.
See? It doesn't sound hollow at all. I'm sure there's plenty of clever thoughts in that pretty little head of yours.
Now he just sounds like a condescending asshole. Ow! Meanie. No, fuck.
Now you know I'm right, at least. Anyway, let's get those apples, shall we? Now I'm just combining voices, that's even weirder.
Okay, I'll get them. You go grab that basket over there!
Alright, let's get down to business. I'm feeling hyped!
Yeah, get hyped! Picking apples! Yeah! Baskets! Grab baskets, yeah! Get so pumped! Yeah, get hyped!
I don't know. I try to be funny, and it doesn't work.
I went to grab one of the baskets tied nearby and returned to Maiko, who had started climbing one of the trees. The girl looked accustomed to climbing, but her small hands had me a bit worried. Hanging from the branch with just her legs, she checked to see if the apples were ripe.
But when apples become ripe, don't they fall to the ground? Isn't that the whole thing, how apples work? Just... Right? I don't know. At least that's what I think I remember learning when I was a kid.
Michael-chan, be careful, you might slip. Ow!
What?
The girl had thrown an apple at me.
I should stop doing that thing where I just get confused by things before reading ahead and actually see what's happening.
The girl had thrown an apple at me, and well, my reflexes let me catch it, but
So wait, it didn't even hit him, so then why did it hurt? Whatever.
the force behind it still stung my palm a little. Of course, I did exaggerate a bit for the girl.
I don't know. These characters are fucking imbeciles. I don't know. I just picture the shit in my head, and I'm like, just what the fuck are they doing? I don't know. It's weirdly immature in a way that just seems a bit odd for something that's kind of. It's just this game is kind of weird, just inconsistent. Just it's like it's kind of softcore porn with gigantic tits and whatnot. But before we even get to those points, we sit through just tedious dialogue scenes, and yes, I get that that's the visual novel format in general, so that's not the complaint. But tedious dialogue scenes with characters that are just being immature shits, and just the way they act is sometimes like, what are these people, like 7 years old or something? And it's kind of a thing I have with this sort of kind of PG-rated porn or whatever you want to call it. In the first place, it's kind of like, you know, just show porn or don't, you know? If you want some sort of plot or story to get some sort of emotional attachment to the characters, because some people prefer that, like, that's okay, perfectly fine with that. It's like, sure, you do that, but still, this thing's just very inconsistent with immature things and almost porn, you know? It's like, it's supposed to be like spank material, but without actually showing the good stuff, you know? So I always have to be just kind of like, why? You know, just, why not just make it, never mind. Haha, I'll be fine. Taika-kun, I've been climbing these trees all my life. And again, I feel like I should change up the voices because these are getting tiresome.
Even most experienced climbers end up running into trouble if they aren't careful. I smiled weakly at the girl's excited attitude, placing the apple I caught into the basket.
You don't know what you're talking about. I'm a fox spirit, I won't fall. I'm super careful. Watch, I'll grab the apples near the top. Yeah, I'm doing a new voice. Do you like it?
Wait, Michael-chan, unless you can fly, I don't think you should go for those.
Fly? I can't do that, silly Taika-kun. Who has ever heard of flying fox spirit? Ah, yeah!
Ooh, sound effects. Fancy. As expected, the moment Maiko tried to reach for one of the apples near the top of the tree, the girl ended up losing her footing and tumbled down towards the ground with a loud cry. Maiko!
Thunk. I recognize that sound effect. I think I have that exact sound effect on my computer downloaded from the internet. This game, I'm starting to suspect that this game might have some pretty cheap production values, you know, low budget.
My reflexes quickly kicked themselves into gear, trying to catch the girl before she hit the ground. Unfortunately, I didn't notice the apples scattered around the tree, and as a result ended up tripping over them. I managed another few steps and was able to catch Maiko before I dropped to the ground.
Also, I've just been staring at this fucking house for the longest time. Couldn't they? It's like, seriously, with this, just couldn't they have a fucking picture of the apple trees? Just I don't know.
My hand was throbbing once I had recovered from the fall. I tried to sit up, but I found myself held down by a small but substantial weight.
Bits!
Yeah, whatever. Opening my eyes, I looked up to see Maiko sitting on my lap.
Owie! I guess I tried to reach a bit too far. Thank you, Takahiro. You saved me, and you gave me a kinda soft and kinda hard landing. Oh. I'm doing an almost kind of Elvis but not quite voice. it's fun. And yeah, just with the fucking tartan. Just see, it's overlapping on the folds. For some reason that really annoys me. I mean, if you do that in animation, because that's the fact that people do that is kind of like mostly stems from its use in animation, where you do that because animating the tartan moving realistically would take so much time, you know, and I get that. But this is fucking still images. They shouldn't quite have to go there. And so in animation, it's a really funny, neat effect where like the tartan patterns stay still while characters are moving. But when it's just still pictures, it just kind of looks weird, you know. It's just like, it just looks weird, you know. Again, gigantic tits, and I'm focusing on the fucking cloth patterns.
Michael-chan, do you mind? You're crushing me.
Also, is this possibly our first glimpse of the main character? Is that his legs? I'm not sure. Whoa! Oh my gosh, Takahiro! I'm so sorry! I'm so sorry! Oh.
As the younger girl grew increasingly flustered, I knew I had to calm her down. Gently, I tilted my legs beneath her, and she toppled forwards, her head resting against my chest.
Okay. Sure, that's how you call someone down. Whatever.
I guess we learned that fox spirits can be pretty clumsy, or maybe that Maiko is even cuter up close than I thought.
Wow, Takahiro! I think you're mistaking me for only someone.
Nope, I'm talking about you. You have that innocent side to you that's really charming. I wouldn't be surprised if lots of people from the village would want to claim you as their little sister when...
That sounds very objectifying. I don't know.
Once we've cleared up those misunderstandings.
I'll be happy to call you my brother Takahiro, but lots of people in that village are super mean. I just want to spend time with you and Noni-sama.
Brother, how about darling?
Oh yeah, this guy's getting frisky. Maybe it's about time we switch to the Zepp Brannigan voice. Yes, I think that will be suitable. Darling, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Really, I think we'd be a cute couple. A hero and a fox spirit living happily ever after. Your sister could say too. I just realized that my Zapp Brannigan impression is pretty bad, but still, this sort of voice still works well, so just ignore the fact that I even mentioned Zapp Brannigan at all, and I'm just gonna stick to this. We could raise a little family. I mean, we already have a house, so we wouldn't have to worry about that. And any guy from my world would kill to have a pretty wife like you. I held back a chuckle, knowing all too well that my teasing was taking effect, and now it just went up with kind of a southernish accent, and that's not what I was going for at all, but whatever. And yet, I was also happy to see her spirits seemingly lifted. Thank you, Takane! Wait. I don't know honorifics, I'm sorry, I'm reading ahead and you're probably being confused when I'm just looking at things and I'm like, oh my god, I'm noticing things that you might not have noticed because I haven't read it a lot yet, but fucking honorifics, I don't get the implications of these dialogues when they... Never mind. I think Taka-kun would be better. Machiko-san probably wouldn't like another sibling, but I'm glad you cheered up. You don't seem too happy. You didn't seem too happy earlier. What? You didn't seem too happy earlier. It's probably supposed to be too. missing an O, spelling mistake, but yeah. You didn't seem too happy earlier. The way your tail and ears were hanging low reminded me of a scolded puppy. Huh. Alright, I was just thinking is all, about that spell I wanted to try. The one that needs the silky wedding undies on. Wedding sash. It's kind of like a belt that the bride wears during the wedding ceremony. I doubt any spell involving panties would be a good idea to cast. Oh, I thought it was like wedding undies that you wear on your wedding night. Anyway, the spell, I don't know why, but I wanted to try it for a little while now, and, well, it's a gate spell, not like those temporary ones. Those are easy to make. A permanent one, like a portal to a different place. Oh, they're going to get him back to this world. See how this all ties back together. This plot is so ingenious. It's like, my mind is being blown by the hints they're dropping. It sounds interesting, but are you sure it's safe? Silly technique! That's not the point. The spell, it might be able to help you. Well, that's good and all. I'd prefer not ending up in the middle of the sea or a live volcano. I think we should be a bit more careful with your magic, yeah. I'm a good mage. This is starting to get silly, I don't know. I might stop soon. That's what Harry said when he found that when he told Atlantis to... What? What the fuck? That's what Harry said when he told Atlantis he had a solution to their water shortage. Just that joke hurts. I'm not even sure if that might be a reference to something, because who the fuck is Harry? But never mind. What's Atlantis? A city with high ambitions, sunk into the deep due to poor management. Anyway, I think it's best if we get an expert's opinion before we try anything. We're going to visit this Sayuri anyway, so maybe she'll be able to tell us if your spell will get me home. What? But Tsu-chan told me I shouldn't use magic at all. She said it was only for her to use or something. Well, maybe she had a reason for saying that. Like maybe, I don't know, do spells have side effects? You're just like old Summer. She forbade me to, but I showed her that spells could be helpful and that I can control them. So she'll let me do more research. I'm not going to throw spells around like they're nothing. I'm not a dumb little kid. I'm not going to do anything. Besides, you seem old enough to take care of yourself. Not that I know how old someone like you might be, but beware of the dark side of magic. I feel like I should make a Star Wars reference, but you know, it's too obvious. Okay, it's too obvious. In most stories, magic usually comes with a prize. Like, what would you do if magic gave you a terrible tummy ache or headaches or worse, diarrhea? This game feels kind of... See what I'm talking about? This fucking immaturity mixed with porn. It's just weird. Then you'd better prepare a git spell to the nearest bathroom. I do get headaches, but those aren't really all that big of a deal, and I'll get to do a lot of things for only some money. I'm not going to change that ever. So there! I already said I wasn't going to make you do anything. However, what you do need to change is the fact that you're straddling me and, you're rather close, so I'd appreciate if you could get off.
Oh, but you're so warm and soft. If I could just curl up and sleep on you.
Wait, don't go falling asleep on me. I feel like I should switch back to this. Okay. Basically, this guy's going to have two voices. He's going to have his, just, yeah. He's going to have two voices. Wait, don't go falling asleep on me.
Yeah, just kidding. I wouldn't do something like that out here. Maybe tonight though. It's only fast and only time I got to do it. But more importantly, decide we need to go back inside. Only somebody's probably wondering what's taking so long.
I couldn't really argue with the girl's impeccable logic. With a smile, I helped the girl to her feet and gathered the few fallen apples into the basket. We returned to Machiko and enjoyed our dessert together. It wasn't too long after that, so Maiko started to feel sleepy. So Machiko took her to bed, wishing me a good night.
The next morning. Ellipsis.
And I think that's where I call it. It's been fun, but I've been going on for a while now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna save here. I don't know, 2 empty slot. Alright, saved, return. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I might return to this later, I suppose, at some point, maybe, I don't know. Let's see, I mean, I kind of want to see where this story goes, I suppose. I don't know, man. I don't know. See ya.